Did Jane Austen predict modern relationships? Love, marriage, social status, dating struggles, heartbreak, commitment issues. Sounds like a modern romance, doesn't it? But what if I told you that a woman born in the 18th century, long before dating apps and social media, predicted it all? That's right. Jane Austen, the legendary author of Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, and Emma, understood relationships better than most of us today. So, did Jane Austen predict modern love? Let's find out. The perfect match versus real love. Have you ever felt pressured to find the perfect partner? In Pride and Prejudice, Elizabeth Bennet is expected to marry a wealthy and respectable man, but she refuses to settle for someone just because society says she should. Relatable today? Think about how dating apps work. We swipe through ideal matches based on status, looks, or careers, but do those things really happen? Really lead to happiness? How many people today feel family and societal pressure to marry someone acceptable rather than someone they truly love? Austen understood this centuries ago. She showed us that real love is built on understanding, not just status. A lesson we still struggle with today. Ghosting and Mr. Willoughby, the 1800s version of modern dating woes. Ever been ghosted? Led on. Fallen for someone who suddenly disappeared. In Sense and Sensibility, Marianne Dashwood falls deeply for the charming and handsome John Willoughby. He flirts, makes promises, and wins her heart, only to abandon her for a richer woman. Sounds familiar, right? In today's world, this is what we call ghosting or breadcrumbing when someone leads you on and then disappears. People still chase emotionally unavailable partners who say one thing but do another. Austen warned us about red flags long before we even had a name for them. Lesson: don't fall for words alone, actions reveal true intentions. Commitment issues. Mr. Darcy struggled to express feelings. Have you ever met someone who has feelings for you but just can't express them? In Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Darcy loves Elizabeth, but he is too proud and awkward to say it outright. Instead of expressing his feelings properly, he insults her. Modern parallel? Some people struggle with emotional vulnerability. They love deeply but fear rejection and don't know how to communicate. Darcy eventually grows, learns, and expresses his love. Just like people today must learn to communicate in relationships. Lesson: love requires growth, not just emotions. The fear of settling. Charlotte Lucas' choice. Are you afraid of ending up alone and settling for the wrong person? In Pride and Prejudice, Charlotte Lucas isn't in love, but she marries Mr. Collins because she fears growing all alone. Modern equivalent. Many people today feel pressure to marry by a certain age, fearing loneliness. Some settle in relationships because it's time rather than waiting for the real connection. Austen's lesson: rushing into marriage out of fear leads to regret. Fake perfection and social media relationships. Ever scrolled through Instagram and felt like everyone else's relationship is perfect? In Emma, Harriet Smith believes a man is perfect for her just because others think he is. She ignores her own heart and follows societal expectations. Modern version. Today, social media makes us think that a perfect couple means true happiness. But like Harriet, many realize later that real love isn't about appearances but emotional connection. Lesson: don't compare your love story to someone else's highlight reel. Independence and the rise of Elizabeth Bennet's mindset. Why do we admire independent women today? Austen's heroines, Elizabeth, Eleanor, and Emma, refuse to be treated as property. They think for themselves and demand respect. Today's reality. Women are choosing careers, independence, and self respect over forced relationships, just like Austen's characters. Elizabeth Bennet's mindset is the modern women's dream. Love should be equal, and no one should settle for less than they deserve. Lesson: Austen was way ahead of her time. So, did Jane Austen predict modern relationships? From dating struggles to commitment issues, heartbreak to emotional growth, Jane Austen saw it all before it even became a modern problem. Her novels remind us that love is timeless, human emotions never change, and whether it's 1813 or 2025, we'll still figure it all out. What do you think? Did Austen predict modern love? Which of her stories do you relate to the most? Comment below.